good, she looked fine.
Fashions may come and go.
I nearly lost my mind before
Hemlines rise and fall.
you singing.
Prime ministers arrive and depart. But the one thing that never seems to go away is the argy-bargy over Europe.
He wanted the European Parliament to be the democratic body of the community. He wanted the Commission to be the executive, and he wanted the Council of Ministers to be the Senate. No, no, no.
For the last 30 years, Europe has been the great explosive issue of British politics.
The political argument in Britain is over. Every Democrat will accept the result. You and all.
So happy, and that's how we're gonna stay singing.
But why is it we're still banging on about Europe? Well, I guess part of it is no politician wants to be seen as a pushover when it comes to Brussels. So now it's the Tories who are unhappy, but it used to be Labour who wanted to get out of Europe. I guess rows over Europe are a bit like a well-cut suit. They never go out of fashion.
I think we just know that it's the way you are and the way you're just gonna continue being, because I understand personally, and I think people do understand that you want to have your word to say on the matter, and that you want to have, you want Britain to be able to speak for itself.
Elise de Beaumet is a French journalist living in London. So how do you think people in the rest of Europe view us?
Well, I actually wrote an article about that once, so I had to ask French people, what do you think of the British? And they told me, oh, really friendly. Yeah, they're really friendly and a bit weird sometimes. You do stuff that we don't always understand, and we don't always understand your humor. But yeah, really friendly.
And how do people feel about our attitude to Europe?
Well, that is less friendly, I guess. We believe that you only want the benefit of it and not the counterpart, and that you are playing, that David Cameron is playing a dangerous game.
Of course, it's easy to blame our press, and yes, they do like to talk about bent bananas and balmy Brussels bureaucrats, but it's more complicated than that, isn't it? We have a sort of love-hate relationship with Europe.
I'm Nigel Farage, and I love Europe. No, I really do. The wine, the food, the excellent transport systems, the clogs, and the greatest golfers in the world.
Yes, even he loves Europe. But here's the thing, we love their wine, we love their food, we like their lifestyle, but we just can't stomach Brussels. And I kind of think that's because of our history and 1066 and all that. But what do the historians think?
Well, if we think about the classic story of British history, it's about an island people resisting invasion from the continent. So it's beating back the Spanish Armada in 1588, the Battle of Trafalgar, it's about the Battle of Britain in the Second World War. And even today, I think there's a tendency to see Europe as somewhere that does things to Britain, that regulates our bananas, that restricts our laws. We don't necessarily think of ourselves as being a part of Europe.
And what has been the sort of impact of our loss of empire on the way we view Europe?
Well, when Britain created its empire, it was in a sense outgrowing the continent of Europe. It was stepping out of Europe and into the world and becoming a global power. So becoming a European power marks a shrinking of its status, a shrinking of its place in the world. It's receding into a sort of provincial, regional nation.
You know, I've been reporting politics probably too long.
Norman Smith, BBC News at Labour Party headquarters.
Far too long.
Norman Smith, BBC News, Westminster.
No, really, far, far too long.
Norman Smith, BBC News, Westminster.
But I make you this prediction, that whatever the result of Mr. Cameron's referendum, I'll still be reporting about Euro rows, and we'll all still be banging on about Europe for years to come.